Happy New Year, everybody! Hello guys, how are we getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly. Happy New Year's to you, and here's to an absolutely, hopefully, brilliant 2021. Shout out to all the most recent subscribers to the channel. You are all so very much appreciated. You know what I don't appreciate though? Is bang average performances to kick off the year. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea 1, Manchester City 3. Oh my god, we've got quite a lot to unbox here this evening. And to be quite frank, I've lost a lot of faith in this Chelsea team in the last 3 or 4 games. And it was all kicked off from the Arsenal result, which went horribly wrong. Let's start off then. I actually made a few notes in this game. You know, it's 2021. We're stepping it up, lads. Unlike Chelsea. Lampard's lineup was probably the best lineup he could have chosen. Quite honest, in terms of personnel, I think he got it right. Where did he get it wrong? Everywhere else. It's got to the point now where he's just making unbelievably naive decisions. And, you know, decisions that, you know, maybe one every once in a while can, you know, be excused because he is such a young manager and he's not been in the game for long. But it's just happening on a consistent basis now with Frank Lampard. I think the way he set up his team today was to defend and hopefully hit City on the counter-attack. I honestly don't know what the game plan was today. I'm only guessing that by the fact that he did choose Timo Werner as Chelsea's starting front man in the middle, that is. There was also a return to the team for Hakim Ziyech, and apart from a Reece James injury which Azpilicueta had to cover, personnel-wise, Chelsea were probably as strong as we could have been. Whereas Manchester City were missing 3 or 4 players that would have started today had they been fit. Ederson being the first and Zach Steffen making his Premier League debut. Apart from that, City were lacking Kyle Walker, they were lacking Gabriel Jesus, they were lacking Aymeric Laporte, they were lacking Ferran Torres, they were lacking Sergio Aguero, who was just coming back from injury. They had Riyad Mahrez on the bench. Need I go on? And this was, on paper, probably the best time to play Manchester City that you're ever going to get, to be quite honest, with the amount of injuries they had and the amount of COVID patients they had as well. And first 15 minutes, Chelsea were quick out of the blocks. We're passing it quite well, keeping a lot of possession. City were well structured, but Chelsea were not looking threatening at all. And it was just the same plan for the first 15 minutes. Get the ball out to Ziyech, he swings it in, and surprise, surprise, we don't have an aerial centre forward in there, you know, to get in on any of them crosses. It's Timo Werner and Christian Pulisic he's crossing the ball in for here, let's be honest. And after that 15 minutes, City found their stride and took over and took the lead with 18 minutes gone thanks to Ilkay Gundogan. Brilliant turn, brilliant finish. Turns Thiago Silva on the edge of the box and buries it to Edouard Mendy's left-hand side. And not too long after that, it was 2-0 to Manchester City. And to be honest, at that point, I thought game over. Phil Foden got the goal, turning it across on the left-hand side into Mendy's near post. Kevin De Bruyne added City's third after a quick break away from Chelsea having possession high up the pitch. N'Golo Kante is the man who gave it away, and we left ourselves incredibly open. We left ourselves with N'Golo Kante on the halfway line in a one-on-one race with Raheem Sterling. And on top of that, Raheem Sterling actually tried his hardest to fuck that chance up. Brought himself a little bit wide, curves it back, hits the post, good first touch by De Bruyne, buries it, 3-0, game over, thank you very much. And that was pretty much it. The second half was very much City just keeping possession and toying with Chelsea and making us look like schoolboys. Lack of ideas, lack of a plan B, lack of shape, lack of discipline, lacking everything. Those Chelsea players, from 1 to 11, were not playing for Frank Lampard there tonight. Not a chance. After about 20 minutes, our 2 fullbacks, Ben Chilwell and Cesar Azpilicueta, were both breathing out of their fucking arse. Being given the absolute runaround by Sterling and Foden, who were absolutely incredible. And City's performance, as good as it was, it's probably their best performance this season, but it's not the best that we know this Man City team can play, and that's the frightening thing about it. They were just lethal and ruthless with their fucking chances. They took them when they came. Chelsea didn't have any chances. There was no creativity. There was no substance. There was nothing to that Chelsea performance. Midfield being absolutely overrun. Rodri was just the anchor of that, and Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, and even the front three were rotating. That kind of front five, if you like, from Manchester City, were just rotating and overrunning Kante, Kovacic and Mount, who were all terrible today. When we did get the ball, it was quite simply, as I said, Ziyech trying to cross it within the first 15 minutes, and after that, it was give the ball to Pulisic and hope that he does something special. That was it. There was nothing else to it. Chelsea did pull one back in the 91st minute, and it's the one player that I have to give a little bit of kudos to, because he's been our best player over the last month. Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he showed far more imagination than anybody else on that pitch in the half an hour, 25 minutes he was on. I think it was Havertz with the assist, and I don't give Havertz an awful lot of praise, but I will praise him for that assist. And Hudson-Odoi showed great determination to get in on the end of it. But 3-1, how it finished, and made it look a little bit more respectable. Let's be honest, this performance is not respectable, it's not acceptable at this club. And I'm seriously worried. And that worry was set in after the Arsenal game. I didn't make a verdict on the Villa game because I didn't feel like there was an awful lot to talk about. But this is worrying. And for the first time since he's been appointed, I'm really starting to question Frank Lampard's position. Because he keeps making these naive decisions. And I'm not going to shy away from, calling him out on that. Tonight you got it wrong. Again. But those players weren't playing for him. It's as simple as that, really. And I don't know what the conclusion of this terrible run of form is going to be. We've got Fulham next. Should be a must-win game, but in the way we're currently playing and in this current moment, I've absolutely no confidence going into that game. And I'm not saying sack Frank Lampard. I want to see Frank given the time. You can't spend 200 million in the summer and have the return that we've had. It's not been good enough, and we knew this pressure was going to be on us this season and on Frank to mount a title charge. We're the furthest thing from that at the minute. Arsenal, who we were laughing about a few weeks ago to possibly get relegated, are now only 3 points behind us. And that's our fault. We gave them a sniff of what winning feels like again. I don't know what the solution of it is going to be. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm going to leave it here because my camera is about to die. Yeah, Happy New Year to you. And lots more videos coming in 2021. And if you are not already subscribed to the Aaron Kelly channel, I'd like to ask you to do so. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel before the end of the year. I know, it sounds mental, doesn't it? But we're going to try and do it. Anyway, mind yourselves. Wow, I fucked that up. We'll chat you in a bit.